Greetings, I'm Christopher Logan Hilt, the G.I. Joe Gamer, and today we're talking barbecue from the Hilt. Got some stuff to look at, I got a comic, got a bunch of figures, got boxes, time to have some fun and check barbecue out. So we'll start right away with the figure as we get into the second week of G.I. Joe Goldbricks and part 6 of Operation Dungeon Siege. Well, he is such an old figure. I remember buying him in the store. This is one of those I've had for a long time, and his knees are really weak, and I tried to straighten him up. I need to actually get some there's some tricks you can do to make strengthen the knees, but I didn't bother getting around to that today or this week. I did have to replace the O-ring, and I cleaned him up real good. And of course, it's summertime, so we're dealing with that. But I always loved the fact that he came with an axe. I never ever, pretended that was a gun. It was always his fire extinguisher. I love that, but it's always it's one of those things where you always forget that barbecue was an infantry trooper, but I didn't remember that in Operation Dungeon Siege. So he gets to show off his infantry skills in that. Now, before I get into the boxes and the classified, I don't have any carded examples of barbecue to show off because I like all my barbecue figures that I have. The next one I'm going to show you it was the Rise of Cobra barbecue, and the reason why I'm showing this one off, I don't normally show these guys off in the Joe Takes here on Joe Take 16 today. So on Joe Take 16 I'm showing you this one because this is my favorite barbecue figure. I just love the coloration on this, the really light green color that they had on his shirt, and the black and the gray, and just the way everything. And he came with not just one. He came with 2 rifles. I wish he'd have come with a pistol, and I'm going to kill that fly. It is going to die, really. It's one of those days. But anyway, there he is. He's got 2 rifles. I actually didn't even try, but now that I dropped that one, I matched up this rifle pretty good in the video with the one he was using that I had him borrow from Snake Eyes. That's kind of the one. It looked a lot like that he was using in my video, so that's kind of cool. And they remolded the axe, but the black axe is really cool, I thought. And the gray and the black on the backpack, nice. And then he came with one of these big old spring action rocket launchers. I don't want to go digging for that, so I ain't firing that. Now, that takes us to the box art for the classified, and of course, it's a Cobra Island exclusive figure from Target, which now they're doing Tiger Force, which he was never in the Tiger Force, although I think he would look great as a Tiger Force figure. He was number 32 in the series. The box art is really cool, which I'll have you can check it out, a close-up of that near the end of the video like normal. But I had 2 classified barbecue figures, and this one was 58 in the series. And the way they had the box art all together on the Marauders one, they call it Mad Marauders. It's still Slaughter's Marauders. They can call it what they want. Sergeant Slaughter's back in the line now. This might have been in production before that, but I hope they go back to calling it Slaughter's Marauders. But that right there, that's just a cool shot of barbecue right there. I dig barbecue a lot. The backs of these are okay. I mean, a very generic Cobra Island back on those ones, but they show the figure and then the figure and all the accessories. That's kind of cool. I've already shown this figure once on my channel, but I'll show it again because I didn't really care for the original Slaughter's Marauders version of Barbecue, but this one is just neat. It kind of harkens back to the black and the gray. I don't know. I like these two figures. They're pretty cool. It's hard not to like the original orange, crimson, orange, red. It's kind of a really dark orange. I really liked it, and they really brought that out in the classified version. And it's the way both of them, they just came with the same accessories, but that axe, the two-headed axe that they had come with him, where he could put it in both hands like this. I got it set up in this one, and then for some reason, on the original one, on the vintage Barbecue, you could peg the fire extinguisher gun to his leg if my big old fingers can get it on there, but yeah, I'm a little. You can say you can peg it right on his leg, and for some reason, instead of making a peg to do that with the modern figures, they put some kind of, I don't know, a pouch or a pocket there. But they hit back on it with the classified and actually gave it a holster, which I thought was pretty cool. And I'm showing on this one that him holding it in his hand, so you can see that is not a pouch. It's a holster, like more close to the vintage. So they got it right on these newer barbecues, the classified series. Right down to these knee pads, which, you know, the original he didn't have knee pads, but they pretty much nailed everything, and then they came with his normal axe. I did like the little studded grip on the handle of that axe. It's a really cool axe. I mean, Barbecue, most people underestimate Barbecue and see him just as a firefighter and a rescue trooper. And yeah, that's his primary function, but he is also an infantry trooper, which is often forgotten. But I did not forget. So now I couldn't find a lot of examples, any examples actually, of him being on the cover. But one of my favorite issues of the old Marvel run from Larry Hama in the comics was issue 130. And this cover is awesome, but it doesn't show Barbecue on the cover. However, Cobra invades the pit in this issue in Utah. And, you know, maybe I'm biased because I live in Utah, but there's a scene where they send the bats down into the pit. And they've got Barbecue and Airtight working together in this one. And I know they had Barbecue in his Eco Warriors outfit, although they drew it a lot. They made it look a lot better in the comic. That's where they're setting up for the bats to come into the pit. But when the bats actually do come down to the pit, it's Barbecue and Airtight, man. They're the ones who are the first line of defense. And they give the bats what for. There's a good shot of Barbecue right there, where he's just laying into the bats with a flamethrower. Mister, I'm a firefighter. I'm starting fires, but they fought the bats, you know, just the two of them for a long time until the rest of the Joes could get set up. And so that's one of my favorite Barbecue appearances. Naturally, he's got my favorite character with him there too. So I wish they had a Marvel run cover with Barbecue, but I couldn't find one. Now they did have Barbecue on the cover of some of the Action Force stuff from Great Britain, but I don't have any of those, unfortunately. Those aren't easy to come by. But so that takes us to Barbecue as a Joe, and where I put him in the rankings now. In the comic books, he's a specialist. I mean, without a doubt, that's what he does. And His specialty is firefighting, and as you can see, starting fires. In some instances, he knows how to start them and put them out. But he's also an infantry trooper. He fights right there with the rest of the Joes, and I think he's often overlooked as a character. But I played with this one a lot, this figure, and I loved it so much that I've talked about on my channel before about making my own superheroes, my own comic books, and he was probably featured in my playtime when I played my own superheroes. He doubled as my Crimson Fireball, but that, like I said, he's a E4 specialist now, and in my continuity, he got finally promoted to a sergeant. But Joes, once they become Joes, they don't really aspire to rank up anymore. I'm sure they get pay raises and stuff every year, but like any other soldier. But and they don't do it for the money. We know that about G.I. Joe. So Barbeque in the comics, he first appeared like issue. It was kind of odd. He was like issue. It's in the 40s somewhere, and it was on the battle platform, the tactical battle platform, and Shipwreck was the commander of the battle platform in that one, and he all showed up, and they were kind of making fun of him, but he gave as good as he got in that too. So as far as the cartoon, he was in quite a few episodes that I really liked. He was. Let me see. He was in The Viper is Coming, of course. That's got to be my favorite cartoon episode with him. There was another one where Wild Bill was kind of the leader, and The Greenhouse Effect. That was the name of the episode. And he wasn't really the main character in that, but he was prominently featured throughout it. And it was kind of weird because Airtight showed up in that one too, and then near the end, that was it. It was no more Barbeque. It was all Airtight. But no, throughout the whole episode, he was in that right up till near the end. We get these cheaters off. I don't need them anymore, but I only need them to read. That would be the comics and the Sun Bowl cartoon. So that takes us to my continuity in my headcanon with Operation Dungeon Siege, and I got that video. I'm going to show that here. It was on Fridays from the Hilt, episode number 10. So if you want to check that out, it's in both. So if you're watching this, you won't need to watch that. So that's Barbeque from the Hilt. I hope you enjoy the video, and Logan out.
you.